Morning YouTube, so we've got Alan here in the booth about to paint a few bumpers. First clear over base job here. We've got him to do a couple of VOC jobs. Oh sorry man, that's the wrong airline, there's two airlines. Yeah, take that out.
The middle one
I was just moving that thing out the way before. Yeah, that's the one that you can just plug straight into with our air fittings from the shop. Bit of water, yeah, that was probably me hosing it out just around the outside of it. So yeah, we've just got a couple of bump bars here off a Audi A7, I believe it is. Front bar here, rear bar, we got like a lower section for the rear bar there, and just a couple of little washer jets and tow hook covers. So we sort of shared the prep work on this one. I did half of it, he did the other half. He didn't even know he was going to paint it. It's because I'm going on holidays soon for a couple of weeks, so sort of get him up to speed on a bit of painting, you know, why not? Good opportunity for Alan to get more booth time. So yep, get your tack rag out. I usually like to just keep a nice clean one in the top pocket up here. You can have that if you like. Yeah, and we've got the DeVilbiss GTI Pro here with the HV25 cap on it. I love this cap, I've been really enjoying it. Just straighten that up a touch, it's kind of on an angle. Yeah, it's sort of like a hybrid air cap. It's like in between TE20 and HV30. So it's kind of HVLP, but not full HVLP. Just run that, that's near enough, it's good enough. I just noticed it was a fair bit off before, you know. Doesn't have to be 100%. But yeah, the fan's a little bit smaller, but it operates at 20 PSI really well. You need to have it on full fan or else it doesn't spray too well. That'll be alright. I matched the colour, so we did actually have blends if we really needed them, but I decided we weren't going to need them, so I've sanded the whole things down, and there was kind of like chips and scratches all over the bumper that we fixed. Obviously there was a few repairs, but in true panel beater fashion we had to redo some of the repairs as usual, but it is what it is. And yeah, again, we did have a blend here, but I checked my colour and I matched it and it didn't need any. It's not going to need the blends, and it's going to be easier for Alan not to do blends, you know. Just easier to put colour over the whole thing. That's actually a little run underneath the paint. I'll give that a bit of a fluff up. Bit of 800 here. You see that? It's like, because it had all been painted before, see that?
Yeah.
Last thing you want is a run before you paint it. So yeah, crank that pressure up a bit when you're tack ragging, just to fly off any other bits of crap that might have been there. Yeah, I usually go right up to 2 bar, thereabouts is good enough. And then down to 20 when you're painting. I'll flick the cam off while we're tack ragging, because that's probably going to get pretty boring. Alright, we're about ready to start getting some base coat down. My advice, Alan, is just be confident with the gun in the hand. Like don't like second guess yourself too much. Obviously make sure every little corner and edge is sprayed properly, but just be confident. Like just kind of spray like a robot. You want to keep that angle all nice the whole way around when you're spraying that edge. You want to be spraying like that. You don't want to be spraying like this. So you do that edge, bang, and just keep that wrist movement nice so that the gun always stays in line with the panel. Go hard, man. So 20 PSI, the rest of the settings are all how I always leave them. Yep, go hard, and I always start spraying down this end of the booth and work my way up, because the airflow goes down this way. And as I said last time, just do it break the bar into 3 sections. So do from here down, then move on to the center, and then move on to the other end.
Start at that top and back down, would you?
It doesn't really matter, but I usually like to start down the bottom, because I've found in a downdraft booth the overspray is going to go downwards. So if you start up here, the overspray is going to land here, and you're kind of spraying over your overspray rather than going upways. That's 20 PSI, is it? Yep, beautiful. Probably go a little bit lighter on your first coat. Like, see, that's really quite wet. Like, it's not too bad, but I'll just go a touch lighter because like little silicone spots can open up with base coat. Not a big deal, but just a touch lighter, not much.
That's the hardest thing, is getting a feel of how.
Yeah, and just do all those edges on that first coat too. So down here, right up under here too. So you can see it's covering straight up. Honestly, you just about get away with one coat. He's a natural. That's it, man, perfect. Got to be careful of those grates, eh? Try to keep those bloody things are moving after, I don't know, 30 or 40 years. If you're not careful, you can stand on here and it sends the stand flying. Beautiful. So I've got the boost set to 25 degrees. It shouldn't take too long to flush off. That's looking fine though. I said to Alan this morning, I said, oh, you're going to paint these bars? And I could just kind of tell when he answered, he was a little bit excited, which is good. That's a good thing. It's just the way he answered, a bit of a grin on his face. You want someone who's enthusiastic about it. How's that technique? It's like he's watched every Gunman video there is. Beautiful. Alright, so sometimes like what I do between coats is you can see that some of these parts aren't like fully flushed off. Yeah, you can see here that's just about dry, but still a little bit wet through there. Just grab your air and just blow it off and you'll see that'll just flush straight off. I'd never do that between clear because I don't know, it's just dust blowing crap into it. Yeah, that's about all that needs. Just move along and oh, it's not quite covered there. Yeah, and if there's any scratches in darker colours like this, like you can see there's a few. Most of them will actually maybe blow that off. That's alright. Yeah, if there is a few scratches left over in a black or dark colour base coat, you can actually fill it up with clear. If that was silver and you saw all those scratches, you'd see it through the colour, but yeah, look, the way I see that was a freebie little chip. We didn't prime it. At the end of the day, the damage was here. That's a freebie. If it shrinks back a little bit, so bad. This is smash repairs at the end of the day, you know. It's better than leaving it with a big chip in there. You know, I reckon by the time you get your next coat on here, here and here, that'll probably be right to go. So yeah, maybe just a little bit lighter on that next coat. Like, have you got enough?
With these, I swear there's like a shiny, like, reflection.
Oh, you're getting a bit of,
inside.
honestly man, especially for base coat, you probably won't need them. It's more so the clear that's really bad for you, but yeah, you sort of want with the next coat, like you want to get that metallic to sort of stand up a bit. So if you go too heavy, all the metallic particles will lay down with the paint. So yeah, just sort of medium wet, make sure it's all covered, which it's 90% there already. Yeah, do your edges first. I mean, for base coat, it's not so important. It's more for your clear coat. Is that still on 20 pairs side? Did you adjust it back down? Or? Yep, sorry, just sounded a bit higher. Yeah. That will crank out the Pro Light for clear. I just find I don't know, the most user friendly, easy to use, easy to replicate any finish with. Feel confident with that gun in an apprentice's hands and they're not going to like totally overload it. Or get dry spray because it's too slow, you know. Beautiful. Looking good, mate. Just careful that airline, eh? Get inside there, alright? See, what I do here is sometimes it's handy to get up. Can you reach there at all? Or? Yeah, that's your way. That's fine. It's all covered. A little bit here is not covered. see there, it's just see-through. That's it. Same up under here. Just see there, it's just see-through a touch.
Yeah, I can't see this shit as a concrete.
Yeah.
I think it's like...
Just inside here too.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Happy with that? All up under here is all good. Nah, it's looking good, man. We'll go mix up some clear, and by the time that's mixed up in the gun, this should be flashed off. Back in a minute. Alright, so we've got our clear mixed up in the Vigilante TE20. Air cap is on it. What are the settings, Alan?
Full fan and full fluid.
Full fan, full fluid? No, not quite full fluid. I reckon we'll wind this in and get a good setting for you so that you can say, hey, that worked really well. Next time I'm going to do that exactly the same. So that's 1, 2,
I've been going at about
3 turns out.
Yeah.
That's restricting the fluid a little bit. I like to go 3.5 turns. Yeah, so that's still restricting it a little bit, but just see how it goes. If too much is coming out and you're like scared with it or something, wind it in another half a turn, but now you got 3.5 turns out and we'll see how we go. 2 bar with the pressure, easy mate. That on 2 bar? Beautiful. My first initial thoughts are he looks a lot more confident and he seems to be spraying better with that gun than he did with the Nordson and he did with the ANI. I could be wrong if I ask him, but stay away from most of that cloud while I'm talking. On just through the top here, see?
Right.
Just through here too. That's it. Looking good. What are your thoughts? Keep going if you need to. Don't stop on my behalf. Yeah, well, you can pick that up with your second coat. Although you don't want to rely on your second coat to sort of get those spots, because sometimes you have to go that extra wet to get it wet on your second coat. You know what I mean? You do really want your first coat to clear closed. You know, you don't want to see any base coat underneath your first coat. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like that gun spraying clear? It's the first time you've done it in our booth. Just like to get it for the YouTube channel, you know. See, what are your thoughts?
No, definitely I love the Vilbuses after the other ones. Feels like home in the hands.
Yeah, that was my initial thought. I just thought you're spraying that better than you did the previous two jobs. Like the Nordson was a bit fast.
Because I would just trip myself out in the mine, you know, you haven't used it before, so you don't really know, you know, how you got to lay it down. So
you did just seem at home with that gun in your hand. So we're right to go straight away. This is a HS clear, so you can kind of tack and whack it. You know, there's no real need to wait long time between coats, and you'll probably find that that's tacked straight off anyway. So we did put a little bit of rocket in there, which speeds up the drying times. Now, if you're confident with it, I don't want to do something that you're not confident with. I'd actually like to get some first-person view footage. If you'd rather me just hold the cam and you're you're happy with that, let's do it. But yeah, like after watching him put that first coat on, it's getting to the point where I'm feeling like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? He can just about fly solo at this point. He didn't really make any major mistakes on the base coat or any of this clear coat. And a big part of learning how to spray paint is making those mistakes yourself and then figuring out how to fix it yourself as well. So anyway, we'll get him on the head cam and get more paint on. So this thing's pretty easy, man. Just fucking... That's it. You got a smaller head than me, but that'll do. How's that, alright?
Yeah, it's good. It doesn't come off.
Do you want to tighten it up a bit, or?
Yeah, I'll wait just in case it comes off in a bumper.
Yeah, I'll take it off. That better?
Yeah.
Right, we'll top you up while we're here. So you will find you'll go through a fair bit more paint on your second coat. Honestly, won't be surprised if you go through that entire pot. And don't be shy, mate, just smash it on. Obviously you don't want runs, but just a little bit wetter than your first coat and you should be laughing, mate.
Edges first, eh?
Yeah, just
edges first, mate.
Through that section. Make sure all your edges are done. Through that section and then inspect that section. So just get that light, get that wet edge, you know, have a look at it and say, yep, well, I'm happy with that before you move over to here, because you don't want to spray this section, then go back over here and then come back and find a spot you missed, because you'll get dry spray. Also on your second coat, it's more important.
Yep. again?
Man, it's looking pretty good, eh?
Look at that.
A little bit just dry through there too. Maybe just...
Do it again there?
Yeah, just see how it's sort of like gone a bit dry. That's it. Beautiful. Just careful, you go too hard and then it'll start running. Like all it'll need is just a quick one if it's just that dry spray. But man, that's killer. You got in all the edges nice.
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah, man.
See, just here, it's a little bit dry there too. And again, it's got it. Maybe just
Off the go.
That's it. Now there's just a tiny little bit there. That'll come out with the buff.
Yeah.
Man, you'd have to be happy with that, eh? Another little bit just through here. But just be careful because it actually has just started to run there. Can you see that? So just like a quick one just through that dry spot. Yeah, that's probably all you need. And pick the rest up with a buff. Like doing that has actually made this go. Here, give it here quickly. I'll save you a bit of time on the buff. Stand up. Yeah, so it's gone a bit dry through here. That's just what bumpers are like, man. You got to kind of be quick, which you were. You've done a killer job, man. You'd have to be wrapped with that, eh? Like it's clean. It's got a nice finish over the whole thing. All the edges are covered. Honestly, man, you're doing this yourself next time. Like short of doing silvers or blends or something like that, you're right to fly solo. Killer finish, man.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
Again, there was one, I did see this here, just a little bit just through the top here, but it's not worth putting a coat over the whole bumper to fix. You'll literally just get a bit of 2000, scuff that back. You don't actually have to sand it dead flat. Just a light scuff back, mini polisher or something.
It's funny, with the height of it, it's in like a dark edge.
Yeah.
So you get on the side.
But that's good, man. We'll show the boss. I bet the boss will give him the golden handshake or a big handshake and say good work. No, that's awesome.
Happy days.
All right, we're gonna go clean those guns out and yeah, go paint some more shit. We've got lots of cars out there.
Paint some more shit, boys.
Awesome. See you in the next one. Gunman and AJ out.